I am now going to stick my head up my ass for Donnie Coy.
Oh, sure.
I wasn't going to say anything. The Lord works in mysterious ways. I was at the back, and I have a show to do at 8:30 over on Augusta, and I said to my buddies Greg and Christian, who are on the show with me, hey dude, I'm at the back. Let's slide out while people are talking in case anybody asks me to talk. And then Patrick came up and said, you got to go up and say something. So I don't have a lot of great hilarious stories about Donnie. I brought this newspaper article from the Hamilton Spectator from May 1984, when Donnie opened Crackers Comedy. Because I think I was the first of Donnie's, sons. Because over the years, Donnie would see some new young guy who was really doing well on stage. That's okay. For the three of you that are listening, I appreciate it. This is like every fucking gig I do. I'm supposed to headline. Everybody else does way too much fucking time. And then the audience is leaving. I'm sorry if I swore, but I grew up behind the Center Mall in Hamilton, and if I don't say fuck, people from around here don't know what I'm talking about. Like I say, I was one of Donnie's first sons. Donnie opened Crackers Comedy Club in 1984, above the Granada Restaurant and Chester's Fears of the World. I was in grade 12. I had been doing stand-up comedy at assemblies and Christmas concerts and stuff. I was a paid ventriloquist when I was a little kid, and I wanted to do stand-up. And a buddy of mine in grade 12, I was the president at Delta.
You're good.
And he gave me a little tiny, back when they had classified ads, tiny classified ad that they were looking for amateur comedians. So I was 18 years old, and I looked like I was 14. And I went up into the bar, up above the Granada Restaurant, where Donnie was sitting with a guy who became my best friend in the world, Doug Crawford. So here's this big, fat, blonde guy sitting there. He was 25, which at that point to me might have been 50. And there's Johnny, and he's smoking, and they're both drinking, and I have to come up with this little piece of paper and go, excuse me, sir, my name is Larry. I phoned you about maybe doing some comedy on your thing tomorrow. And he goes, get a fake ID and we'll see what the fuck we can do. But I went on that Wednesday, and the greatest thing ever was I went on that Wednesday, and Donnie was not a guy who pulled his punches. After I had a good set, he told the impressionist kid that he told could open on the weekend, sorry, you're fucked. The crazy little monkey kid's going on this weekend. And from then on, every weekend, the Coys, God bless them, they let me run the coat check, and they let me take tickets. And I practically got to at least do 5 minutes every weekend. And there, even before they moved to Yucks, there, I got to see Kenny Robinson and Wayne Fleming and Sean Thompson and Alan George and all these guys, because you got to remember, when Donnie opened Crackers, there was one club, there was one Yucks in Toronto, and they were opening another one in Ottawa. There was no such thing as stand-up comedy. So I'm not going to tell you the stories about the Coys drove me home every night and all that stuff, because I quit Yucks in '86. But those were two super important years. Those were my starting out years. And if it wasn't for the Coys letting me come every Wednesday, then when they moved to Yucks, they made me the busboy and the beer guy and the take tickets guy, and I also got to open on all kinds of weekends. And once I got to do a half-hour set because Kenny Robinson was filling in as the host and Rich Solomon had done 8 minutes of his act. And then Kenny was having a discussion with Rick in the hallway. And Lydia came up the little hallway thing and went like this, you gotta keep going, Larry. And I had to keep going, and I didn't know why, and then I saw her go in the back room, and well, let me say, Kenny was winning, and he was telling Rick how important it is to only do your own material. But I think the important thing about Donnie Coy, I want to say tonight that I said in my Facebook post, is this. In the dinosaur days of comedy in Canada, and in the dinosaur days of comedy in Hamilton, Donnie opened the first club. I have the newspaper here. It wasn't a Yucks, it was Crackers. And it was above Granada Restaurant. And a lot of great guys played there. And I'm telling you something right now. It's all in a chain. And he was a super important link in that chain. And I'm sorry I don't have a good piss in the car story. God bless Donnie Coy, and I'm going to do what he always told me. Get me a Miller Lite, keep my intro short, and don't say fuck so much.